Hello everyone. This is Karen with Creative Paper Artisan, and I'm going to show you how to put together the Gentleman's Gift Folio. All right, so we'll just get right to it. Let me just go through the pages here. Most of them need to be printed on cardstock. The cover, and I went ahead and printed the back side of that as well with the pattern that comes in the kit. And the extra flap goes on cardstock. The card and pocket back goes on cardstock. The keynotes go on cardstock. The bookmarks go on cardstock. The pockets and notebook go on cardstock. The notebook paper does not go on cardstock. This can go on to just regular paper. And the inside panels, I say on here I have print on cardstock or heavy paper. This time I chose to just print it on heavier paper. It's not super heavy, it's 28 pound. Just because I think the cardstock might make it even just that much more bulkier, and I kind of wanted to keep it thinner. So, but cardstock would work, and honestly just regular paper would be fine too. It just might be a little bit see-through, more see-through. This is pretty good thickness. So those are the pages that you need to print out. And I would say the only ones that you need to worry about printing on the back, if you want, are the cover. I think the pattern on the back is nice, and you'll see why as we start putting it together. And then the bookmarks as well. I just did that because so that the back looks pretty too. So there you go. So let's start with just cutting out the cover, shall we? I am not thrilled with my lighting, so let me see if I can adjust it a little bit here. Okay. All right, so that is cut out. And on the back, and my computer or my printer kind of shifted a little bit, so the pattern didn't go all the way to the edge, but I'm going to be inking this. So let's do that right now. And I'll just make that a little bit thicker on the ink there. So let me just do that right now. I cut this a little bit lopsided. It's a little lopsided. Let me see if I can correct that while I'm thinking about it. Need to be careful, because if I overcorrect, I'll ruin it. Okay, that's better. I think that's a little bit more even. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, all right, so got this cut out, and I'm going to say then next what we need to do is cut out the extra flap. Okay, now for this little cutout here, you can just do it by hand, but I'm going to go grab my circle cutter just to make it easier and make it more more even. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I'm just going to use this. Go a little bit more. Lovely. Okay. And let me go ahead and ink this. We need to fold down this flap. I'm going to score it just a little bit so it's a nice clean fold. So let me take my ruler and then my bone folder and just kind of give it a good, oops, let's see. Don't let your ruler slide. Okay, and just fold it like so. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ink this edge a little bit too. Okay, now, so this, you can fold it both ways just so that it's a little bit more flexible. This will be getting glued just like that. Just like that, okay? And let me see. Yeah, we'll do that later. Okay, so let's glue this first. Get my trusty art glitter glue. Spread it. You don't really need a whole lot of the art glitter glue, for sure. Okay, we'll line it up nicely here. Okay. Get the glue off my fingers. Okay. Make sure that is good on there. Make sure that is nice there. Okay, now we will cut out the pocket back. And this is the card on this side, and we'll just cut that off for just a minute. We'll get back to that later. Okay, so this is going to go on the back of that sheet we just glued. And this is, it's an old vintage cologne or perfume ad that I embellished with a few more fun images. And what you can do, if you would like, and I have the instructions here, lightly spritz this panel with his favorite scent. And I do mean lightly. I learned the hard way that if you just directly spray on it, the ink, unless you have a laser jet printer, inkjet printers, it's gonna make it wet and it's gonna bleed. So I would spritz into the air and then wave this through. That way there's not like actual droplets hitting the paper. That's just my word to the wise. I learned that the hard way, unfortunately. And you might want to experiment with that before you glue it on, because if it does get ruined, then it's already, it's on here already. So you might want to spray it ahead of time and then glue it. That's totally up to you. And then as you see here, it says, fold this flap and glue down, and you'll see the line here. That's what we're gonna fold and glue down, and you'll see why in just a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and score this too. This ruler's kind of slippery. I'm not sure where my other one was. I have another one that has a cork on the back. It seems to stick a little bit better. Okay. So now we will just fold this. And this does need to go all the way down, so make that a nice, neat fold. And we're going to glue it down. Okay. And I'm going to ink the edges on here too. All right, so this will be going on the back of this pocket. And we folded this flap down so that there's a nice, it's not just a white piece right there. So, but this is going to be a pocket, so we're just going to glue along here, right? Just right along here. Okay, and just kind of put it in the seam there, and then line up the top edge here. Make sure it lines up nicely there. Okay, I have a little bit of overhang I see here, so I'm going to trim just a hair off. There we go. Need to re-ink it just a little bit. Okay, so that part is done. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and do the card too, because the card is going to be sliding in here. So all right, and then we will score it. Okay, so now you've got a nice card. You can write your greetings. It says, being a true gentleman never goes out of fashion. Isn't that true? And then you just slide that right in there. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we're going to work on, we're going to grab the inside panels. Okay. Oh, you know what? I take that back. We'll get to that in a minute. We've got some scoring on this side that we need to do. And you'll see two gray lines on each end there. Let's go ahead and score that. Because when it's all said and done, there's going to be a little bit of a thickness to this folio. So we want to make sure that we have a bit of a gusset. So that there's enough room for it to fold where it needs to fold. So, okay, got one line. Now go to the next line. All right, and then the same here. Oop, it's moving on me. It's moving. Okay, and then the second line on this end. Okay, let's go ahead and make those folds so that it is ready and rocking, ready and raring to go. That second one is a little bit, can be a little tricky because it's just a little, it's kind of tug at it gently, get it to bend there a little bit, and then you can manipulate it more with your fingers. There we go. All right, see how that is now? There's a nice little gusset there. Okay, and we do it again here. That's why scoring, especially in this instance, scoring really helps. Because if you didn't score it, it'd be hard to get that second little guy going. And I probably could have scored it a little bit more, but I didn't. And I'm just going to help it along by doing this. There's always little tricks that you can do to make the paper work with you and not against you. Okay. Awesome. Okay, now we're good to go. Now I feel better about moving on to the next spot. So we are going to cut this out, and you can see here these are going to go here, and I mean you can switch them up, you can change them, whatever, it doesn't matter. One panel is going to be the back drop for the pockets where the keynotes are going to be in, and then one is the panel for the notebook that's going to, the pocket that's the notebook is going to slide in. And you know, where you put them is really up to you. One or the other of these sides is fine. That's where you get to be creative. Make up your own rules. I'm just guiding you a little bit, but none of this is really set in stone. You make it your own project. Okay. center it for where the gussets are. And okay, so you may notice that there's a white paper there. And thinking back now, I probably should have printed this pattern on the back of that too. But you know what? I'm going to make it work regardless. And I'm going to do that by just inking that edge. I'm going to ink that edge. Or not the edge so much, but the white section. We'll see how that looks. Or what I could do is cover it with a ribbon. We'll see. Let's see how this looks first. This ink is not the best for spreading smoothly, so let me get a different one that I know is going to work better. The Tim Holtz is going to work better, I'm pretty sure. Let me get this. Okay, now this is going to spread nicer, better, I think. It may be too late. That ink may have kind of made its home there. Let me do a little bit here. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's the beautiful thing about art and paper crafting too. Even if you make a mistake, 99.8% of the time it's fixable. I think it's not a big deal. We can always make it, you know, camouflage it somehow. I'm gonna put some of this ink on to blend in on the edges there. So, okay, let's see. Let's see here. If I put this, oh no, it was this one. If I put this here, I think that actually is camouflaged quite enough. I'm gonna put a little bit more of this brown. I like this brown better for this area. So let me make a little bit heavier on this brown. So if you want to not do it this way, then when you print out the sand, oh, what do you call it? Oh my goodness, my brain has left me. This image, the timer, sand timer, whatever you call it, then I would, when you print this sheet out, then go ahead on the back, print out this striped paper that's included in the kit. Print that out on the back as well, so that you don't have this this white section. Or you can just camouflage it with brown ink like this, and I think this is actually going to work just fine. Just fine, even for my perfectionistic mind. I think this will be good. This will be quite nice. And you know what I'm going to do? To kind of make it match a little bit, I'm gonna do the same thing. Whoops. I'm gonna do the same thing on this end just a little bit, because there's gonna be a little bit showing where the paper ends. I may be overthinking it, but I'm gonna. Maybe overthinking and over-inking. I don't know. But we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Okay. And then I will do the edge of this with the darker one again. This is a better ink for just edging and just for straight up stamping. VersaFine Clear, it's a nice permanent ink, but I have learned it's not great for smooth transitions and smudging. So now I need to remember that. It's good for edging, but not for blending very well. But this is a gentleman's journal, so if it's a little bit rough and rustic, I think that will make it will fit in just fine. All right, so yep, I think that will be good. Okay, then I'm gonna ink this as well. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do to glue these down, I'm not going to use this because I have also learned the hard way. I'm here to help you not make the same mistakes I've made. The art glitter glue, if I were to do this and then stick it down, the pattern of the glue is going to show. I could maybe use a brush, but this glue dries so fast that I think it would be more of a challenge doing it that way. So what I'm going to do is use a glue stick because it'll be nice and smooth. And then on the corners, use a little bit of this stuff so the corners don't lift up. But I think it'll be just fine if I do the middle with a glue stick. And you do want to get it, get it good and sticky because you don't want it to peel off, obviously. Some glue sticks they're not all created equal. I think this is the Staples brand, and honestly I think this one works better than some of the craft ones that are specifically for crafts. So it seems to be pretty good. So let me get this stuck here. I'll start at the top, line it up, and if there's anything hanging over on the bottom, I can just trim it off. Let me make sure I've got it spaced out where the fold will be. Use my trusty bone folder. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. It comes in handy for a lot of different situations. Okay, and yeah, it is hanging over. So let me trim that off real quick. I say real quick. Okay, and I definitely will need to do the corners a little bit here. A little reinforcing there. Reinforcing there. Okay, that one's actually pretty good. So and re-ink this. And maybe a little bit here too. I don't know. I don't think I cut anything off. So okay, one done. We'll do the same thing here. All right, looking good. So let's work on the pockets that go here, and that is going to be this page. So the keynotes and the notepad. Okay. And so these are pockets, so we're just going to glue the sides and the bottom. Let me make sure, here's my top. All right, and then while we're at it, let's make the pocket for, whoops, the pocket for the bookmarks. And that is going to go on this panel. See, it kind of matches. Okay. Now we will just cut out the keynotes, and these are just, you know, really pretty keys. And I just left the back blank, and so these are basically just, you can just write encouraging notes for your favorite gentleman, whether it's your father or your husband or your brother or a best friend or whoever, and you can just put your own personalized notes of encouragement, notes of affirmation, anything that you feel like sharing with them. Okay, so we've got all the keys cut out, and I'm not going to ink these because they already have a pretty dark edge around it, and they look fine just as they are. So in these, you just, you know, write your notes on the back and tuck these into this nice little pocket here. All right, now here's for a project within a project, making the little notepad. This is so much fun. So let's put this aside for now so we have room. We have room to play. And okay, so you're going to take this other half. Let's cut out the cover. And I also, no I didn't. Okay, I couldn't remember if I had also printed the back of that or not. I did not. You could if you wanted to. I did not. There are also little lines here to score, and I'm going to mark them with my pencil because they are so tiny, and I'm actually probably going to make this darker. Let me see. I'm going to make this darker before I get this listed for everyone so that you can see a little bit more. It's not quite dark enough, I just realized. So I'm just going to mark where it needs to be scored. Okay, now we know. That will be a little bit more obvious to you when you purchase the kit. I am putting this together before the listing, obviously, so that the tutorial is ready for you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and score. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and bend this. And these do need to be tight, nice tight creases. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a very tiny gusset, so you may need to help it with the bone folder like this again to kind of really get in the little groove there and pop that scoring line up a little bit. If you get the edges, then usually the middle you can just roll. Well, I say that. Okay, there we go. It's getting there. You have to have very patient and caring fingers to do this. You have to be gentle. You have to be gentle. Okay. All right, now this one. Well, that one folded easier. I think I must have done a better job at scoring. Okay. All right. Okay, let's set that aside for a minute. And let's cut our note paper. So I'm just going to do it by hand. Okay. And the one that's a little bit torn up, I'm just going to put it in the back. You won't be able to tell. All right. So now what we're going to do is get these lined up, and we're going to tuck them into the little bottom section here. Okay. Got to tuck them in like so. Get them centered best that you can. All right. And then I'm going to put 2 staples right here. And in the past, I've used just a regular stapler. That works just fine. But I have a new toy, thanks to a wonderful friend from my Christian's Crafting with Creativity group that I'm in. So I'm going to try this and see. I'm hoping it's strong enough to go through this. I think it will be. If not, I will switch out to a regular stapler. But I'm going to put it about halfway. Put the staples about halfway between the top and the bottom of this little section. One here. Oh, beautiful. And one here. Oh my goodness, I love this. It's awesome. Okay. So look, how cool is that? A little notebook. And then they can write their notes and they can tear it out if they need to. All right, so then this part, because I'm a little bit OCD, I don't necessarily want staples showing there. You could put ribbon if you wanted, but in the kit I've included this little washi tape strip. Well, it's obviously not washi tape, but it's reminiscent of washi tape. So this can wrap around and cover those staples if they bother you. If they don't bother you, that's fine too. I don't care. You do you. But I'm going to cover them. Okay. So then what I will do is I will just glue it to where it covers the staples and then wrap it around, and we'll cover the back of the staples as well. And I'm going to do it so that there's a feather in the middle, so it's kind of centered there like that. So before I glue it, I'm going to go ahead and bend it where it needs to be bent, just to kind of give myself that little guide there. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to glue. Let me glue the front first. Oh no, I did it again. I left my glue open and uncovered. Okay. All right, so then I will glue the front just to cover the staples, which puts it right in the center. Well, you know what? Hang on. You're going to be tucking this in. So you could do it higher. I think I will do it higher. I will do it just a little bit higher. Okay, that looks good to me. All right, and then we're going to wrap it around, and this is longer than you need. Just wanted to give you a little bit of extraness. So I'm going to have it overlap just a little bit. Probably cut it right there. And I don't even think this needs to be as long. Actually, I like it like that. Yep. Okay. So let's do this side down first. And then this side. Try to make sure it lines up the best you can. Okay. And there you have it, a sweet little Matchbox style notebook. And this, let's bring this back out. This will tuck in nicely in your little notebook pocket that you made, right? Okay, and now here you may have noticed these are just some little fussy cuts that you can just cut out and you know, add to whatever section you want. I'm probably not going to do it right now on video, but that's what those are for. You can just embellish a little bit further if you would like, whatever panel you would like to do. But I'm going to set these aside for now. I'm going to think about whether I want to do that for later or not. All right. So now the only thing left is to do the bookmarks. We've got 3 options here. And these are just, you know, you just cut them out and leave them as they are if you'd like, or add an embellishment, or one of these fussy cuts. Actually, that might be a good place to put some. And then this one, I did a little bit special. These little medallions here have these fun little sayings on there. And you can just, you know, choose one, whichever one you like the best, and cut it out and put it on there, maybe with some more ribbon or burlap or something, embellish it a little bit further. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna cut these out and embellish this one, and then we will be very close to being done. All right, so I've decided to add this cool velvety ribbon as part of an embellishment. I think what I'm going to do is have it kind of stick up a little bit from here, and then glue this down here like this, like that. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. And I think what I made, let me try something here. I cut like a little V into it. You know what? I think I need a longer piece because I want to do a V on the other end too. So let me do a little bit longer. That might be too long. Well, not really. Okay, I'm going to do a V on both ends. This is where you can really just get creative and really have fun with whatever you have handy. I was going to go look for a piece of burlap, but these ribbons were right in front of me. And I thought, I think I like that idea. So there, we're going to do that. Okay, and then I'm gonna tape that, or not tape it, glue it like that. Yeah, okay. So let's glue this first. And actually, I think I'm going to use my super duper heavy duty glue just for the fabric, just to make sure that it's really on there. This one would probably do all right too, but the E6000 is for sure gonna hold. So let me make sure I know where I want it here. Yeah, okay, so from about here down. Okay. Okay, I think I'll use the same glue to get on the put on the velvet, because that is a little bit trickier as well. That velvet isn't gonna take regular glue as well. So I'm gonna just put a big glob of that on. And put that there and kind of hold it for just a minute, because I want to make sure that it is in every fiber. Good even pressure on that. Okay. Pretty sure that will do. That will do, piggy. Okay. I'll put my lid back on that glue. All right, and here you have your 3 bookmarks. And they will go on this, in this pocket here. All right. Maybe that's a little bit too long. It's kind of going to flop. I'm going to make that a little bit shorter. Just because. If that, you know, if that wouldn't bother you, then you could just leave it too. But I don't want it to flop quite as much over the edge. I just wanted a little bit of a ribbon hanging off there. Okay, I think that will work better. It'll still hang off a little bit, but I think I like that better. Okay, cool. All right, so you guys, that's it. That's it. And you can either get a ribbon, like a manly kind of a ribbon to tie around it, or get a magnet, 2 magnet closures. Just glue those, like those tiny little silver magnets. They're really strong. You could just super glue them here and here, and then there'll be a nice magnet closure. I'm not sure. I'll have to decide which one I want to do for this. But there you have it. So let's leaf through it again real quick. You've got this with your greeting card. You've got your cologne panel, or whatever scent he likes. Just spray it in the air and then pass this through, so no actual droplets hit the ink. And then you've got your keynotes, where you can write encouraging words or words of affirmation. You've got your notepad, matchbook style notepad. And you've got your bookmarks for the reading scholarly gentleman in your life. So there you have it, guys. And you can just decide on what kind of closure you want to put on there, or whether it be ribbon or magnet. But there you go. That's it. Have fun creating.